Ask Tom on Home Show.
Mel from Stagecoach, Texas, has some cosmetic concerns.
Yes, Tom. He's adding on to his home, and he's kind of on the ledge with it.
Oh, nice.
Mel writes, this addition we're putting on will extend from a section of the house with 25-year-old brick. And to avoid looking like a patch job, he says, we're looking to pull a section of brick off to blend to the new addition. And we'll put some stone on the bottom with hardy plank or maybe full stone wall. This will have a brick ledge, but still tie into some of the existing hardy siding. The hardy section, he says, Tom, does not have a brick ledge. Can we add one? Also, what are your thoughts on man-made stone? How does it stand up over time, and can it be used without a brick ledge?
Well, I don't know if I'd leave the hardy behind here, but adding a brick ledge is really difficult. The only way I've ever seen it done, and I don't know how it's going to last, is people would connect angle iron and bolt it into the side of the concrete slab and then lay it up on that. But it makes a horrible looking detail underneath. Adding a brick ledge is just very, very difficult to do, and quite frankly, it's usually not successful because it's so small and it has to be attached to the foundation that there's other ways to do it. If you can take the wall area that you want to do this and you're using man-made stone or whatever, then why don't you do a face attachment to it and get the thin products. You could even do it with brick and attach it directly to a sheathing package or expanded wire, however the particular product you're going to put on, and put it to the structure itself and eliminate the whole need for any kind of brick ledge whatsoever, because adding a brick ledge is not a very successful thing to do. I would rethink it a little bit is what I'm getting at.
Right, and to your point there, you're talking about the thin brick and the thin stone that they make on the same sort of thing.
Face brick and face stone is how it's referred to. I apologize.
And it's real. Yeah, I think there was a product called thin brick or something at some point. That's what's in my head. But it's really thin, and you put it on there, and it's good as a architectural detail. But you wouldn't want to walk on it or something as a floor, right? I'm asking for a specific reason.
Wall. Yeah. It goes on a wall. You know where it's used a lot, and I used it. I've used it on a lot of my projects. We would use it to cover up an ugly wall, whether it could be a culvert that has this really bad concrete wall on the side, and we would put stone on it, and it would look fantastic, the entryway of a house with a nice cap on it. We would use it on fireplace fronts on the inside of the home and take it up the whole wall, and it looked like a big stone fireplace. You can use that stuff even on the outside of a home. We've done entire homes with it, or columns to match the regular stone. There's a lot of uses for it, and it stays on a long time. It's meant to stay on, and in fact, it's a great application. So I would just rethink that section where you have to pour the brick ledge. The brick ledge is almost impossible to do. I've never seen it done where it looks good and it was done successfully, unless you're adding a room and putting it on the outside of that addition. But that brick ledge is going to be 6.5 inches. And then how do you pour concrete, put steel, attach it to the slab, and not have it just crack apart and be a mess? It's just really hard to do.
The thin, what do you call it? The face brick,
the face brick.
Face stone.
Face stone.
Does it come like on a sheet with a run, and you match them up, or do they come as individual and you have to kind of mortar them into place? How does that work? How do they go on to the wall?
Usually stone is done individually, and so you end up putting your whole big scratch coat on there, and then these guys take the random stone and do it how they get very creative, and there's a rhythm and an art to it, and the really good guys make it look fantastic, especially on the corner details and stuff. It gives you a lot of flexibility to make certain details work really well. With the brick, there were some products that came out on hardy, and they made these big sheets, and then you'd have to go back and use like an icing squirter thing to squirt the mortar in. And to me, it just never caught on. And I don't know if they still make that product or not. But you can just take face bricks and do the same thing, and then they go back and they mortar it like you would do a tile. So that would work too. But it's usually individual pieces. Very rarely will you get big sheets, although I'm sure there's some manufacturers out there that have that. And you can Google it. They're always coming up with things. I'm not talking about Z-brick, what people remember from the 60s. I'm talking about real quality products today, not plastic form, look like brick that you put in your house and you say, "Ooh, this is the '60s. Let's have a cocktail party."
Thank you for being clear. You got a question? Yeah. Tom will be clear with you too. Just go visit HomeShowRadio.com. Click right there on that blue Ask Tom button. It'll take you to this page here. Then you can choose forum or record a video. Either way. Say you go to the forum, you fill it out, put your question there, send it to us. Include a picture. You see over there. See where the form is right there? It says picture. Add a picture. We love getting those because it makes it easier for us to understand what's going on at your end of the note. And Tom will answer it. We'll post it at Facebook, our YouTube channel. Of course, you'll find them every day at HomeShowRadio.com.